Hey everybody, welcome to the Anxiety Project YouTube channel. I am your host with the most on anxiety recovery. Today I'm talking about NoFap and my experience on NoFap, why I did it, the benefits, and yeah, I'm currently on 90 days right now, and it's very interesting because I used to be that guy who watched porn every day. I masturbated every day, and I was very impulsive. I had no control over myself. I didn't really have any solid values. I didn't have any healthy beliefs, and I wasn't really conscious of the effects it was having in my life, the control it had over me. It kept pulling me, right? The porn, it kept pulling me and tugging me, right? So it was all about rewiring a new neural pathway in the brain. That's all it was, right? To develop a new way of thinking, a new perception over the world, and to really get out of that addiction. And when I first started NoFap, it was extremely difficult. I'm coming from a place where, I watched porn every day, and it had a strong weight in my life. It had a real heavy weight. And starting NoFap, it was extremely difficult because, I would just be like, okay, I went 2 days and then I relapsed. Okay, and then I went 1 day without it and then I relapsed. But it's important to understand if you're starting NoFap, which you should, that you have to record the breakthroughs. So, for instance, if you watch porn twice a day, every day, and you want to stop and go on NoFap, well, you can't expect it to happen right away, because it's like all of a sudden quitting smoking, and it's like, okay, well, how hard is that? How hard is it to just stop all of a sudden, never do it again, right? It's possible. And I'll tell you how that's possible later on. But right now, I gradually recorded my breakthroughs. So, for instance, like I would go 1 day without it, and then I would record it, and then I would go back to it, and then I would go 3 days without it, and I would reward myself, and then I would go 4 days without it, and then I'd reward myself. So it's about tracking your progress. Like, if you go a week without porn and you relapse, that is a huge breakthrough. And it's a breakthrough because you used to be somebody totally different. You used to watch it week after week, every day. You go a week without watching porn, that's a huge accomplishment. Like you watch people on YouTube who are like, I've gone a year, I've gone 2 years. And you feel bad because you can't go a few days without it, but that shouldn't be the case. The case should be, you went a week without it, that is absolutely huge. You've already improved on yourself 100% in 1 week, because you've gone 1 week without it. Or if you've gone, like, say you watch porn 2 days a week, 2 times a day for every week, every day. And you cut it down to once a day, every day. Well, that's a huge improvement. You've just improved 50%. You've improved on yourself 50%. Okay? That's huge. And you have to record that in a journal and understand that, you should be proud of yourself for taking one step forward and improving on yourself in that way. Now, this is what I was doing. I was making progress, going a week without it, then making it 2 weeks, and then I was writing it down how proud I am of myself, setting minimal goals. Because if you set the bar so high that it's like a year, how am I going to last a year without watching porn? That's just too unrealistic. You have to set the bar down here. If you're watching porn twice a day, cut it down to once a day. And then after that period, cut it down to once every 2 days. And you have to set these goals in increments, okay? And that's crucial when starting NoFap, okay? And what this process is doing is it's strengthening a new neural pathway in the brain. So you're creating a new pathway that is supporting this new you who's more in control of their addiction than this old person who was watching porn every day for years, right? So that's important to understand, is that there's a new pathway being created in your brain every time you improve on yourself. You go a week without porn, or if you go every other day without porn, and then you're gradually improving and strengthening a new pathway. And I found that the more I went along with NoFap, the easier it got. And that is very important to understand, because at first I was having a very, very hard time. I was stopping a habit that I've been doing since I was 15 years old. Okay? When I was first introduced to the internet and watching the internet, and then I remember when I was 15, I Googled, is masturbation every day good for you? And Google was like, oh, it's perfectly healthy. Masturbation is perfectly fine. And then that ingrained a belief in me saying, okay, masturbation every day is fine. Okay, well, that gave me the all clear. I get to watch porn and masturbate all the time. And the effect that had on my life was huge, because it affected relationships. It affected my time well spent. Not well spent, but time not well spent, I should say. And it just negatively impacted my view of how sex should be, and women in general, and it never gave me that healthy relationship, because ever since I started watching it, I never had a relationship where I was so in love and had a crush and was so engaged spiritually, because I wasn't engaged spiritually in any relationship. And that was and realizing that now that I'm 27, I started NoFap when I was around 25, almost 26. I'll say starting when I was 26, I started implementing NoFap. But check out that long span of time, 15 years old to 26, okay, of ingraining this negative habit, all right? And I wanted to connect with people more spiritually, emotionally. So NoFap improved all of that. It improved my social anxiety. I am able to talk to women and not think about anything sexual, but just be engaged consciously. And being engaged consciously and really engaging in what the other person is saying is very important and crucial in establishing any relationship. So NoFap improved my social anxiety. It improved my current relationship right now. And I I realized that I don't think about porn anymore, which is interesting. Because I go weeks without even thinking about porn. And I found that over the more I do NoFap, the more I don't watch porn, the more disassociated I am from it. And I'm so far disassociated that I forget it even exists. And it's improved my life that way. I don't even have any needs to masturbate, none whatsoever. If I have any built up energy, I will go to the gym, go for a walk, or I will, I don't know, just engage in something else. But I have no desire to engage in masturbation at any point. And I've ingrained this new belief in my brain over a long period of time. You know, like NoFap took me a long time to really ingrain this new belief. It's not going to take you, you know, like a month and you're going to all of a sudden be good to go. It's gradual goals. It's step-by-step goals, like I said earlier. You know, setting like small goals. And the outcome of those small goals for me resulted in a new pathway, and I no longer think about it, which is amazing because the new energy that I build up is put into like gym and different activities, which is fantastic. And yeah, so I have been trained in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Now, in NLP, I know techniques where I can get you to tap into your subconscious mind. And when you tap into your subconscious mind, you can look at the pictures that, you can look at the pictures that your unconscious mind recognizes towards an event. And I'll give you an example. Like when you go and you're at the mall and you see a beautiful woman and you're very sexually charged, and you see a gorgeous woman, you engage in sexual thoughts. You fantasize over certain things, right? And when you fantasize about certain things, a picture comes up because you see the woman, then a picture comes up in your mind, and that's coming from your subconscious mind. So when in NLP, when I engage people in techniques, I tap into the subconscious mind, get a hold of the picture. So say like you're going to look at you look at a beautiful woman and a certain picture pops up. We get a hold of the picture, replace that picture with a new picture, what you want to think instead, and then subconsciously the next time you're at the mall, you see that woman, a new picture comes up that is more positive and counteracts that old behavior, that old thought. Okay, and that's the beauty of NLP. It's a type of hypnosis. It actually is hypnosis, but it's not like look into my eyes type of thing where it's like I get to control your every movement. No, I'm tapping into your subconscious mind. I'm getting hold of limiting beliefs, baggage that's holding you back, and we're replacing that baggage with new healthy beliefs, right? So say you want to get rid of a certain food. You're just addicted to this certain chocolate and you want to get rid of it. Well, in NLP, what I can do is I can get a hold of that picture, the chocolate, and then I can associate that chocolate to something you really don't like, something you really hate, right? And then I tap that into your subconscious, And then all of a sudden, after the exercise, after the technique, what happens is you dislike that chocolate. And it's absolutely astonishing because these techniques tap into your subconscious, and we can get a hold of these limiting beliefs and these baggages, right? That just weigh us down. So I worked this technique, the NLP technique, with the sexual charge, like the sexual mental image that I would get. Or like that feeling when you want to watch pornography, you get a mental image when you want to watch porn. And that's what I mean. Like, I can tap into your subconscious, get that picture that you've created, that the moment that you go to watch porn, and then replace it with a new healthy behavior, and then it'll stop the pornography. And this is very quick. If you want to get over porn quick, I would say this is a great technique. If you want to learn more, head over to unpluganxiety.com, and I have one-on-one coaching. Check that out. Check out my bio. Check out my site. If you have any questions, contact me on NLP. I'd be happy to help you guys. So, yeah, so the NoFap was a long journey, and it was very rocky. There was a lot of setbacks, a lot of relapses, but overall, it took me a long time to really get control. But, you know, it was the setting of the goals that was really important, and it was just being determined. And when I would feel let down or really sexually driven, I'd watch YouTube videos of people who were doing NoFap, and I would just be motivated by these people and then continue my journey. But now with NLP, I was able to increase my results through tapping into my subconscious, which was really helpful, and I was able to replace bad images and bad behaviors with new behaviors, and that really improved my results. And now I'm able to go weeks without watching porn and not even think about it, which is absolutely amazing, considering the fact that I used to watch porn. I started watching porn when I was 15 years old, which is absolutely crazy. And that was like more than 11 years watching porn. And imagine like trying to change a behavior that's been 11 years in the making, right? Like, it's not an easy process, but I am one to say is possible, and you can do it if you really want to do it. Okay? That is today's video, guys. I love you all so much. Do not let anxiety define who you are. Bye.